yoga for healing. I've shuffled the deck. We're going to see what energy comes out. But on the bottom we have one day, someday, somewhere, another time. This is a messy picture. So when you're walking, you're taking your steps forward. It's not always going to be pretty. But in the end, when the picture is done, you see what the outcome is. You see all the colors that go together. You may see flowers or faces of clowns. But it's a journey that you must take. Having faith, hope in yourself, in your ancestors and guides, and expecting the outcome that you're manifesting. One day, someday, it's just the steps that has to be taken. Using your intuition, having that inner knowing, listening to your higher self, keeping that hope and that faith, and manifesting. What else is it that we need to know? You're not really being obscure. You're somewhat concealing and a bit mysterious. But you have no attachments, no third parties, and not a lot of people hanging around you. You definitely are not influenced by others' opinions. You reject and abandon and leave behind what doesn't serve you. Some may feel like you have an irrational fear because you see deeper within them than they want you to, or what they say. But you're not confused. You're not uncertain. You're confident because you listen to your intuition. Maybe the communication with your spirit guides. But you're following your own heart song. This may leave some brokenhearted, feeling shattered. But I'm sure you've had your same amount of heartbreak. Chasing. You being on your path, listening to your guides and your higher self as someone maybe chasing you, in pursuit of you. Someone of toxicity that's being resilient. Because you're somewhat obscure, they can't read you, Divine Feminine. This may be someone that's in a very negative mindset, maybe using witchcraft. You're not attached. They cannot place you in their web of illusions. You're blocking deception, tricks, and dishonesty. You don't have time for that. That's why you detach. That may be why they feel like you may be a little strange, Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine. Because you're listening to your own heart song. And this toxicity that's chasing after you can't place you in their web. Because you are not confused. You're clear. You have a perspective that you're better off. You have a clear headspace. You're happy. So these people that are chasing Those that are chasing your coattail are feeling hopeless and sinking. This for sure, I just have to say it, is what it looks like when you have a vampire, demonic energy among other entities that may be within them. Entities that have taken over. Maybe those energies they called upon, that they plan to feed you to, has them sinking in despair. You're aware of these illusions, this distorted energy. You're aware of their cloudy judgment because you have a clear headspace. They're feeling hopeless because they can't catch you in their web with their tricks and lies. And they're clinging. And they're trying to manifest you back. And they know time is of the essence. Or maybe they haven't realized they've already ran out of time. Because they've been waiting for the right moment. In this perspective, you being better off is a conflict for them because they don't see it that way. They're wanting you, craving your energy, clinging and obsessing, spying on you, feeling hopeless, chasing thrills, being toxic, spying, confirmation, spying on your social media, trying to gain some information, a way to come in because they're waiting on that right time, hoping that you're cloudy, but you're loyal to yourself. You're trusting yourself. This is why you keep to yourself. You stay obscure. You stay somewhat secretive because you don't tell people your business. You don't have a bunch of third parties and peers or people in your ear. No confusion to be made so that you could be caught into that web or that maze. But they're still clinging, trying to have faith and manifest you. Pretending, wearing a mask. They're clinging, manifesting you. This is a fantasy they need to give up. They need to stop fantasizing and grow up. But this stresses them out, causes turbulence and tensions. It will only be an argument. Because the compromise with them would be for you to do what they say. Do what they need. They're stuck in their memories, dwelling in bittersweet memories. They only see you. They want to be attached to. They want your devotion, your energy. It's not about love. Do you see anything about love so far on here? Only of illusions and fantasies that they need to get out of. They want you to be loyal to them, but you're loyal to your clear happiness, your clear mind. They want you to not see this. So some of the spell work they're doing may be on your crown chakra. They want a chemistry. They want to start a passion, a spark. They still think there's a possibility. They're going to take this risk because they're clinging. They're chasing the thrill, thinking this is excitement. What is that? They're in a heart fog, giving mixed signals. They're blocked emotionally, but they want you to give to them. But there's no foundation. There's no stability. There's no stability in their foundation. So there's no stability in them manifesting this ecstasy. That's why they're living in a fantasy. Causing themselves pain and apprehension. They're afraid. That's why they haven't approached you. They're being extra cautious. They think if they can sneak up on you, catch you off guard, then they'll have you. But they don't have that one day, someday, somewhere. They need to have balance. They want a friendship with you, and they think they can gain that balance and that peace. But you're keeping your boundary. It's a no. You're drawing the line. This chemistry, they think it's still there. But it's not. This is not a divine masculine. When you block yourself, you block yourself. No one else. You'll find that people that don't blend with this chemistry, these mind games, these illusions, will be withdrawn. They will be solo dolo. What you call lonely, they call solitary. Peace. Balance. They rather be alone in harmony and peace, tranquility, than to say they have a man or they got a girl. Their loyalty is with themselves. They're not in a heart fog, and they're keeping their distance. This blockage will stay there, and they'll continue to ghost you. Karmic, the one that refuses to change, to gain a new perspective, but still clinging to the past and memories. This person is also someone that would ghost you after trying so hard to pretending they want you. They don't want to be abandoned. They don't want to feel left out. They don't want you to walk away. This is making them feel colder, this rejection, this abandonment, them being dismissed, causing irrational fears within them. They want control, they want power, but they have no control over themselves. They have no love to give. And they're not healing. They're not releasing things that need to be released. They're not purifying their energy or cleansing their auras. They're stuck in bitterness, resentment, anger, and hurtful words. Yet they want to be with you. But it's not about love. You have your peace. Let's see, what energy is this? That will not release. Still on your tail. So hard, they know the last time you took a number 2. They're out in the cold. They're trying to balance. Trying to balance themselves out to look like they're still in their right state of mind when they're not. Out in the cold is still at the bottom. 5 of Pentacles. They're in difficulties and in despair. And we've already seen that out here. They're feeling hopeless and despair. Falling apart. Mercury and Taurus. They're having a lot of losses. This energy. What else do we need to know about this energy? Wow. They thought they had a lot of choices, but all those choices gave them was a 10 of Swords. We have Venus in Scorpio and Sun in Gemini. Gemini is going to be coming in. It's showing its energy strong. Them twin stars is up there. Pollux and Castor. One that evolves and one that doesn't. They brought themselves to their own fatality, endings, ruin. All over a Nine of Pentacles because they wanted to have the financial independence without being independent. They wanted to have the harvest without planting any seeds. They want to be boss when they are not even boss of themselves. What else is it that we need to know? They took a leap of faith and they were playing themselves a fool. They're starting back over from ground zero is what they did to themselves. They made themselves into a literal clown and not a hioka. The higher ups, spirit guides, the higher realm is bringing judgment down on this. They're having the last say on this leap of faith, of illusions. They hexed themselves and brought themselves to an ending because they would not release and wanted to remain in a fantasy world they created in their mind of a fantasy, yet living bitter, wanting all the good but giving all the bad, filled with delusions, wanting your peace. It's a no. And we don't feel sorry for you. You made the choices. You sat with yourself and you saw yourself and you said it was okay. But a higher source says, no way. Peace, love, and light. Keep shining bright.